Welcome to MJJ Taylor Quick Horror Story Shadow. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more MJJ Taylor. Also, please check out the links down below to join the worlds created by MJJ Taylor. There's a story I've been told my whole life. Not in books, not on TV, passed down in whispers, like a warning parents give their kids when the streetlights come on. The kind of story that clings to you when you're walking home alone at night, when every tree looks like it's leaning just a little too close. In a small town, maybe yours, maybe mine, there's a figure that only shows up when you're alone. They don't run at you, they don't scream, they don't even chase. They just stand there. At the edge of town, at the tree line, by the last streetlight, watching. They call it the shadow. Nobody remembers the first time someone saw it. Nobody remembers who gave it the name, but everybody remembers the rules. Rule 1, never wave. Rule 2, never speak to it. Rule 3, whatever you do, don't follow. But people break rules. The first story people tell is about a boy named Caleb in the 1980s. He swore he saw the shadow outside his bedroom window. At first, he thought it was a tall man, maybe his neighbor, standing out by the tree line. The figure was still, too still, like someone holding their breath. Caleb did what kids do. He waved. The figure didn't move, didn't flinch, just stared back. That night, his mother swore she heard footsteps in the hallway. Slow, careful. She thought it was Caleb sneaking to the kitchen for a midnight snack. But when she checked, his bed was empty. His window was open. Caleb was gone. The police searched for weeks. Dogs caught his scent at the edge of the woods. They followed it to the river and then it stopped dead, like it had been cut off mid-step. All they ever found was his flashlight, lying on the riverbank, still on, beam pointing at nothing. They say Caleb broke Rule 1. Then there was Maria. She worked late nights at the diner, walking home long after midnight. She told her coworkers she kept seeing the same tall figure across the street, always under the farthest lamp, too far away to see a face, too stiff to be human. One night, tired and fed up, she broke the second rule. She shouted across the street, "What do you want?" The lamp above her flickered, dimmed, and died. The one over the shadow lit brighter, humming like it was straining to stay alive. Maria didn't make it home that night. The police said she must have slipped into the ravine by the tracks. They found her shoes at the bottom. But not her, never her. They tell you Maria broke Rule 2, and then there's Rule 3, the most dangerous one. Only one person ever broke it and lived to tell the tale. He was an old man when he told his story, name long forgotten. He said when he was young, he saw the shadow at the tree line and followed it into the forest. Every path twisted back on itself. Every tree leaned the wrong way. The shadow was always just ahead, close enough to see its outline, never close enough to touch. Hours passed, or maybe days. He couldn't tell anymore. When he finally stumbled back into town, his clothes were torn, his face pale, his hair gone white overnight. He never spoke again, not one word. They say he died with his eyes open, staring into the corner of the room. And still, the shadow waits. People see it on the edge of their vision, standing across the road at dusk or in the gap between two houses, or perched just beyond the last streetlight at the end of town. Sometimes it's tall, sometimes it's short. Sometimes it looks like a man in a hat, sometimes a woman with long hair, but always it's watching. And maybe you've seen it too. Maybe you've looked out your window and thought the tree in your yard was standing a little too straight. Maybe you've been driving home at night and noticed a figure at the roadside that wasn't there when you passed again. Maybe you felt the weight of eyes on your back when you swore you were alone. And maybe, without knowing, you've already broken one of the rules. The shadow doesn't move fast. It doesn't need to. It waits. And one night, when you're too tired, too careless, when you let yourself look for a second too long, it'll step closer and closer until the edge of town isn't far away anymore. It's right outside your door. And when you hear it, the scrape of footsteps in the hall, the whisper at the corner of your room, the soft hum of a light flickering where it shouldn't, You'll know you've run out of time, because once the shadow is inside, there are no more rules. There's only silence and you.